All right, let's see if you're all in and comfy. Hello, hello, ladies. So you've got your microphones muted, which is the format for the vulnerability call. You're very welcome to leave your cameras off. And we're going to do our communication via the chat box tonight. So I was explaining this earlier to my partner because I showed him the graphic that that you all saw this week, and we've had some fabulous conversations around it. And he was asking how the call works, and then I was trying to, he's like, but why are the cameras off and why are they muted? And I think the main benefit of your camera being muted, welcome Laura, welcome to TDL. The main benefit of your microphone being muted just now is there can often be quite a good few of us in the group, and if you have spent any time on Teams or Zoom over the last couple of months, you'll notice that you can't talk over each other. It can be a little bit unpleasant. Chat box, you can get in there whenever you're ready. So if you've got anything to say tonight at all, please pop it in the chat box below. So let's start off. Give me a big hello, and if you can give today a mark out of 5, how's your day been? Overall, big picture, okay? Don't want to think about nutrition or exercise. How would you rate today? How are you feeling right now? Just so I can see the chat box is working and I've got you all here. How are you doing, Nawsheen? And as always, I always feel really sorry for the ladies in the TDL method program. You've had my coach response today. You must be sick of my voice and my face. You've had my video sent to you already. Hello, hello. So Laura is new to the group. This is her first vulnerability call. Hello, Tara. All right, so the graphic that I popped up in the page this week has raised quite a lot of really nice and interesting comments, and hopefully it raised a couple of questions for you. So now I'm just wondering, I did ask you to give your day a score out of 5 and none have come up yet. This is another good reason I like asking you these questions, because it can let me know how much of a delay I've got in the chat box. Love it. So from 1 to 5, Nawsheen's given us a 6 and Tara's at 98. Good, awesome. Like it, like it, like it. All right, so that may be a bit of a delay, so I know to slow down when I'm asking you questions. All right, so I'm going to bring up the graphic on my phone so that I can see it. Guys, if you are not on your phone, if you're in the call and you're on your iPad or your computer and you want to bring the graphic up, actually, wait a minute. I don't think I can share the graphic on my computer. Should have thought about that. Okay, so basically, the graphic was asking you what stage of your learning you feel you're at just now, whether it is, whether you're in the comfort zone, fear, growth. Here we go, I do have it. Right, so if I can open this on my screen, and then I should be able to share this with you. Let's see. I'm a bit of a technophobe, guys, so this is not my forte. Share screen. Now, I know last week you asked if we could discuss motivation and willpower, and we are going to. All right, so if I can make this nice and big. Okay, so here we go. Just have a look at the graphic large size while I talk up to you for just a moment. And I know many of you have answered this question already on the Facebook page for me, which was really, really helpful. But have a little look again. Because when I asked you that question, many people answered it with regards their nutrition journey or their TDL journey. And this is an interesting comment Michelle gave me about your personal growth, your professional life, your emotional life, your, where you're going with your family life. This graphic, you can apply it to all those different areas of your life, not just, oh, well, I'm on a journey here regarding food and my well-being. This can apply to absolutely everything. So when you put a different hat on your head, when you put on your mum hat, or when you put on your professional hat, you might answer the question quite differently about what zone you're in there. Okay, I'll just talk for another couple of minutes and I'm going to throw the floor open to you guys. So another thing I want you to look at in the graphic is the horizontal line, implying A to B, but it's a circle and it doesn't need to be horizontal. You could go up the way, which means you would get into the fear zone a little bit quicker. You might get into the growth zone a little bit quicker, rather than having to spend a lot of time in the learning zone and thinking, oh, well, the growth zone's really far away, so it's going to take ages. Nobody says that you have to go along the horizontal line. You can move in any trajectory you want through this circle. All right, I'm going to come back to you, see if this works. So I can see the chat box. It's a 2, but Michelle, you have a reason, not an excuse for your day being a 2 out of 5. Okay, so with the graphic, me just pointing out to you there that you could look at it with different coloured spectacles on. Did you think, oh yeah, was there a little light bulb there? Give me a little thumbs up or a Y. Yes, if you looked at the circle differently this time. And if the first time you saw it on Facebook, if you looked at it from a nutrition journey viewpoint. Okay. And I need to change my page again. So we want to talk about motivation and willpower. Okay. Now, let's go to semantics a little bit. Very, very commonly, can you imagine how commonly I hear, I just don't have the motivation to do that, right? And we're not just talking about a nutrition journey here, okay? It could be anything. It could be picking up an exercise habit. It could be learning to crochet. My sister got me a voucher for Christmas. It could be literally anything, okay? So go ahead and pop in the box what you feel you are lacking motivation or willpower for. Could be reducing your snooze button hits, what is your challenge? Oh, we've got comes Jill. Okay, definitely different views for different life hats, absolutely. All right, so popping in the box, get busy with your fingers and let me know if you have motivation or willpower issues, or if you feel you have had, and in what areas. This is relevant to the diagram, which I'll help you see in just a moment. Jill, don't worry. You have to sing us a song though for your tardiness. You have to give us a song. Not at all. Okay, great. So we're starting to come in. So Jill, what we're talking about is the graphic that I shared on the Facebook page this week, the circles where we were talking about being in your comfort zone, reaching into the fear zone, maybe learning something, and then growth. Okay, motivation to be bothered. Okay, motivation and willpower. Right, so willpower issues with snacking. Cool. So I'm going to give you some definitions. So if I tell you that motivation is actually a positive thing, and we've got motivation when we are trying to move towards things. So that's the moving out of your comfort zone and you want to move towards something, whether you want to learn something, whether you want to grow, that's your motivation to move in that direction. Does that make sense? All right, so motivation is a positive thing, wanting more of something, wanting to be healthier, wanting to move more, wanting to get more sleep. Right. Now, motivation is out with our control. Okay, it's out with our control. And the difference between motivation and willpower is that willpower is wanting to stop doing something. Willpower is trying to stop doing something negative. So go and pop in your box. What are your negative things that you would like to do less of or have less of in your life? And that's quite a big question. And I know, and I think I can anticipate a common answer. Okay, let me scroll down the chat box. So Karen's always got loads of motivation. Love it, Carol, not to feel intimidated. Great. Snacking and stress, brilliant. Okay, willpower to get in amongst the beefcakes at the gym. Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice, and not a nice environment at all. Okay, so willpower issues with snacking. So if this crops up quite common is I can't stop snacking. So the willpower to stop snacking. Now I know some of you ladies in the group have done dry January, sober for October, you've stopped smoking. You know, many of you ladies are parents. Did you drink alcohol throughout those 9 months? No, because you had the willpower to not drink, which was viewed as a negative thing when you were pregnant. So you had the willpower to do that. So remember, willpower is trying to reduce a negative in your life. Motivation is to improve a positive in your life. Okay. So Carol would like a little bit more confidence there, you know, to maybe not feel intimidated. Hopefully you managed to listen to my wee video today, Carol, with a scenario situation, which I would love to cover in a group meeting one night as well. Okay, so willpower is the conscious force that you apply when you're making the decision. Okay, I would like to not snack less, I would like to eat less Ferrero Rocher, or I would like to drink less wine on a Friday night, you know. So it's so you're trying to reduce something to try and choose the motivation that you want to follow. So what's the motivation you want to follow? Going through that circle idea. If you're trying to get closer to the growth zone and the learning zone, this is why, you know, at the very beginning of your journey, whether it's mindset for weight loss, whether you are in the TDL method, whichever program you're following, even in graduates, you know, and I ask you to think about your goals. Why are you doing this? What are you here for? That comes down to the very, very crux, the very heart of your motivation. And that's going to be in the growth zone. Okay, so you've got your circles and that's going to be your growth. I want to get there. I want to be better there. So your motivation and determining your goal in the growth zone is what's going to help you with your willpower, which is, well, okay, to get closer to that, I know I maybe need to try and reduce that so I can get closer to that. That's a lot of words. Right, let me know. Please drop any questions at any point into the box. If I'm too many words, peanut butter, snacking and stress. Yeah. Okay. So peanut butter rather than the Ferrero Rocher. I would like to eat a little bit less peanut butter. Don't put it on the naughty step. Peanut butter is one of life's joys. I'd like to eat less peanut butter because I know that I would like to feel more in control of looking after my health. Okay, and notice there I didn't say anything about the scales or the weight because it's not really that important at the end of the day. If you are fit and healthy and you've got all these nice health markers and you're feeling vibrant, you've got the energy to move, who cares what's on the scale really? Okay, so peanut butter, you would like to reduce your peanut butter intake so you can get closer to your health goals. That was very nicely phrased. Thank you. Okay, all right. Go and pop in the chat box, help me out here, and this is your call, guys, as well. So throwing the floor open to you. Have you got any? If I'm talking absolute rubbish, you're like, no, Lyndsey, that's not going to work for me. Let me know. Okay, let me know, because some of what I'm saying might be slightly confrontational. You might be saying, well, I can't do that. And that doesn't work for me. Let me know. All right. So I'm challenging you here. What is your motivation or your willpower issues? What is the thing that you simply think, well, I can't do less of that and I can't get to where I want to because. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, just checking. I think I've got a wee delay in the chat box. So either type faster, or I'm going to keep waffling away at you. So while you're typing and letting me know your motivation and your willpower hurdles or barriers, I'm going to a little word play here for you. I love word play. You know, we we're speaking about this last week, the things that you, oh, I can't do that. We'll change the word can't for won't. Same with willpower. Remember I said willpower is about trying to reduce something negative in your life? So change the words. Rather than willpower, it's want power. So I won't have all that peanut butter today because I would like to get closer to my healthy goals. You want it all to change instantly. Jill, you are in good company. Michelle is going to be applauding your comment right now. Okay, so I did touch on patience in the Facebook post as well. There we go. So we're all going to jump on the patience bandwagon right now. And it is really, really tricky. And I am going to give you a couple of analogies to think about. There's many parents in the group. How long did it take to cook a child? It takes us 9 months to create this tiny human and become a mother. Okay, it takes 9 months to do that. That's quite a long time. Okay, and I do remember when you got morning sickness and everything, and you're thinking, look, you just want it overnight, just want the baby now. Now, in hindsight, you've done that journey. Do you remember that 9 months, or did it go like that? In hindsight, at the time when you're in the thick of it, it takes forever, and you're actually pregnant for 4.5 years. Surely that's what it feels like. But in hindsight, you look back, and I think I remember being pregnant for quite a short period of time, really. Don't remember the 9 months. So there's one example of it takes time. We've got to take our time. The other thing is, let me think, give you other examples. Training for a marathon. Adaptation, letting your body adapt nicely, being kind to your body, right? Rather than thinking, I'm going to go and run 6 miles tomorrow and I've done nothing for 6 months. You've got to get your body used to the idea. You've got to give your joints and your ligaments time to change. You've got to give your muscles time to strengthen and get used to the impact. You've got to give your heart and lungs time to adapt. So it takes time. Now, the reason I'm using these analogies is they're relevant to our journey here when we're learning how to change how we're eating, when we're learning how to try and improve our health markers. I'm going to pick a number out of thin air here, okay? But say that we've been eating the way we eat for 30 years, okay? Aiming for an average age through the group. 30 years of programming of habitual eating, how we're eating right now. We are not going to be able to change that comfortably and easily overnight. It's going to be a constant range of moving from that comfort zone into the fear zone and into the learning zone. I need to do this so that I can grow. Okay. So Michelle has written something lovely there, and I know you can all see the chat box, right? So Michelle is further along her TDL journey. She's done TDL, she's done the mindset for weight loss, and she's now one of our graduates. And she's in the growth zone there with being more comfortable with herself. Everything in balance, chocolate, peanut butter, gin, and living life. Love it. Okay, so we need to put that on a post-it note, Michelle. That is fabulous. Brilliant. And this is one of the benefits of this group here, guys, the vulnerability call. I love it. Your comment there, Michelle, you're just inspiring Nawsheen, who is new to the group. And this is why I love you guys all coming together. All right, the community is really, really important, supporting each other. Okie dokie. Right, patience then. Anybody got any, not arguments, constructive replies to my pregnancy analogy, to your training for marathon analogy? Okay, so say I'm using the average age 30, okay, and we want to be here until we're like 80, 90. We've still got the rest of our life to go. Okay, we've still got all this growth and learning to do. So we've had 30 years of learning, maybe not the best of habits, and we would like to retrain some of those. But we've got all this potential out here in front of us, and that's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to embed them a little bit like when we learned how to ride our bikes or learn how to drive our car. Who now, pardon the pun here, but who now can drive their car with their eyes shut? Please don't drive your car with your eyes shut. But you can drive without thinking. You can eat an apple and you can speak to whoever's in your car while you're driving. Do you remember learning how to drive? I've just taught my daughters how to drive. Good God, I can't believe I don't have more grey hair. It was terrifying learning how to drive, That was us in the fear zone. Then you were in the learning zone. Now I'm in the growth zone. I can eat my apple and I can phone somebody on speakerphone and I can listen to radio 2 at the same time. So things become more comfortable. So I hope I'm making you a bit more. I want you to take patience and think, all right, it will come with practice, with practice. Okie dokie, right, over to you guys, because I've just gone blah, 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 blah. Has anybody got any questions, any experiences, any anecdotes, any successes or complete blowouts with their motivation and their willpower? I know a few of you have got a couple of really nice celebrations. I will leave that to you if you want to share your celebrations, what you've done already, what you're currently overcoming. And just to try and recognize, all right, I was motivated enough to do that for a month. You know, I had the willpower to do that for a month. Yeah, yep. So consistency goes hand in hand with patience. Mirror, signal, maneuver. Right, so if you can be consistent in every single move that you're doing, it will be the same. You're going to have this fallback, and you know that that works, that succeeds. You know, just doing the same thing. What was the other thing? Trying to teach my daughter when she got into the car what things to do, and it was, you know, the seat belt and check she's in neutral and check the rear view mirrors in the right position. Every single time you get in the car, don't drive away and assume it's the same. And that consistency, hopefully, will keep her in good stead for going off, pulling away from the pavement safely each time. You know, look over your right mirror, look over your left shoulder, look over your right again, then pull out. If you don't do that things consistently, you're going to, at some point, miss something. And it's absolutely the same with your sleep pattern, with your water consumption, with your approach to exercise, and with your approach to nutrition as well. Driving lessons. It was good. I feel so sorry. So I live in part of Aberdeen, and the driving test centre is very close to me. So I now strategically park my car just to make sure that no learner drivers are trying to do the reverse parking around my car. There are learner drivers all over the place where I live. And bless them, these poor kids are learning with masks to hear, and they've got the windows down. And I don't know about you, but when you've got your mask on, I feel like I can't hear and I can't see. You just don't feel like you've got all your senses. So hopefully different experience right now. Okay. Start driving like a bag of nerves, and oh my God, you towed a caravan, Tara, well done. That's so you may be showing your age there. I had my driving license checked the other day, that on the back, I bought myself a little van recently, and the guy had to check my license that I was old enough to drive this van. Yes, of course I am. He showed me his, and I think he was in his early 20s, and he was hardly entitled to drive any vehicle. Well done on the caravan, very impressed. So keep that in mind. If you know where you were when you were in the fear zone, you're like, oh good God, and then all of a sudden you're like, you've got a mobile home behind you, right? So you're definitely in the growth zone. Okay. Yes, I will not be teaching my grandchildren how to drive. That will be their mother's delight, so that they can remember what they put me through. I'm delighted I did it, absolutely delighted I did it, right back down to I'm delighted I taught my girls how to ride their bikes as well. You know, so we're learning these skills. I really do encourage you to take that graphic that I put on Facebook and screenshot it or save it to your phone, and just periodically have a look at it. Like I said, I raised a number of conversations with my partner today, and we were having good chat about it. We even spoke about it from the relationship basis, how we learn to talk to each other, how you learn to listen to each other. And it's quite a fascinating graphic. So when things do crop up in your life, I'd really encourage you to have a think, right, where am I? Because that line, the A to B, the horizontal line that I was talking about, It's also elastic, right? So we're back to flexibility, Karen. It's elastic, right? You can go out to the growth zone, but you can come back to the fear zone. You know, say, let's use driving again as an analogy because it's there, but let's say you have a road rage, or you have a blowout on your tire or something completely nobody's fault. You're going to go back to, oh my goodness, you've had a wobble. And that's going to be the same if you have a weekend away or a trip away and you have a meal that didn't quite go as you hoped or you planned. Literally, it's you've just jumped into the fear zone again. But remember, that line is elastic and you can move back into the learning zone. Okay, no, I know where I'm at, in the growth zone. I'm going to get better at that. Yeah, good. It is a fantastic graphic, and there's a couple of different versions of it online. I just particularly like that one because it was quite clear. But I have seen other ones which weren't quite so horizontal, so you could kind of grow in any direction and get to the different areas quicker, because there's also a graphic with the panic zone as well, which we can definitely hit. We can hit the panic zone, and when we hit the panic zone, we jump right back into the comfort zone. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to what I know is nice and safe. But gradually just got to think about reaching out into the different zones. All right, ladies, you're very quiet. Has anybody got any questions that they would like to have cleared up tonight on motivation, willpower, or patience were the three buzzwords we spoke about tonight. So just to reiterate, if you've got any of your questions, pop them in the box. But remember, motivation is moving towards something positive. So it's moving towards improved health markers, better sleep, a better relationship with food. Willpower or won't power is deciding that you won't have the whole jar of peanut butter. You won't have the whole tray of Ferrero Rocher, Lyndsey. You know, it's moving away from a negative behavior that you'd prefer not to have. Patience. Hopefully I've given you a couple of things to think about around about patience. Unfortunately, I don't have a magic wand. I'd love to. But instead, what I'd love you to realize is it sounds so cheesy, this is a journey. It's a journey, but it's only 3 months. It's only 3 months. If you're doing TDLM or if you're doing mindset for weight loss, it's only 3 months. It can be 6 months. It can be as long as you'd like to stay with us. But think of pregnancy. Think about puberty. You know, think about these things that took a length of time. And once you're past it, that time's gone like a flash, right? So hang in there with patience. And I will use a wee yogi phrase. One of my yoga teachers uses the phrase, "This too shall pass." Now, that's a lovely phrase to put into place when things are a bit shit, when things are going a bit negative for you. You can literally say, "This too shall pass." It's a bit like weather. But it will pass. You know, be patient and you'll get onto the next stepping stone if you keep going with patience and consistency. All right. So a little bit of thought, but you know, get your own juices flowing, but speak about it. Speak about it to people, show them the graphic, send it to somebody that might appreciate it and think, where do you think you are? What do you think of this picture? And actually just have a good natter about it, because it is quite fascinating. So Jill, I do apologise. I did share the graphic at the beginning of the call. I managed to share my screen, but the graphic is there on Facebook. So please go and have another good look at it. All right, ladies, I shall let you get on with your evening. Just give me a wee cheerio in the box. And if any of you have got any questions, or if I've raised anything tonight, please reach out to me on the app. And if you can't get me on the app, drop it into Facebook. You know, we're all there. It's just a small community. And if you've got any questions, please bring them up and let's talk them over. Lovely, lovely. All right, have a lovely evening, ladies. Very nice to see you. Okay. Thanks, Carol. See you later now. Bye-bye.